Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for June 30th, 2025. We've got a base plus Rising Sun Kingdom. And we've got Chapel Trashing. So that's nice. But I'm noticing a lack of plus actions here. Which is also going to make it harder to draw. There's Imperial Envoy and Library for draw, but they're both terminal. And then there's Rice Broker, but it's going to be hard to gain like actions to feed to Rice Broker when your only source of plus buy is terminal. The source of gains is terminal. I guess in theory there's Receive Tribute. I don't know that you can expect to buy Receive Tribute every turn. Doesn't. Also, how are you activating it? So yeah. Looks awkward. Looks very awkward. There's also Militia. So Militia in general is like a card that pushes against like a money strategy, right? Because an engine is going to be able to play the Militia more often, and the lack of control that the money deck has over what its hand looks like means that the Militia attack can prevent it from hitting Province more effectively than would be true against an engine deck. But I'm not seeing great alternatives to playing some form of money. I mean, we could certainly play with an Artisan, but I don't know what it would really be gaining other than like, early in the game, I guess you can just gain some payload. Later in the game, gain duchies. Being able to gain duchies is like potentially pretty powerful against a deck that literally is just trying to province and nothing else. And I mean, I guess it's, we can potentially like play with both Militia and Artisan or something along those lines. Chapel Militia as an opening definitely has some upside. You can, disrupt your opponent's chapel for one thing, which is pretty painful. But of course they can collide. Well, I think I'm still gonna go for that. Chapel Militia. Because it's not like if we got like Chapel Silver or Chapel Poacher, it's not like that's that much better in the collision case. They go for Poacher. The bot loves Militia, so I'm a little surprised. Wow, okay. So we can just get an Artisan here. That's unexpected. The fact that they discarded Copper is a good sign. It either means that they have their Chapel in hand, in which case they're not trashing as many cards, or it means that we hit a hand that had that didn't have more than one estate, which means they're not going to get to buy something good, maybe. Although if they manage to have like 0 estates and also not their Chapel, that wouldn't necessarily be good. But anyway, I think I am down to take an Artisan this early. I mean, it is weird. We're gonna have like 3 terminals in our deck, but the Artisan can get, can top deck the Militia. We can use the Artisan to get a Rice Broker, which can clean up Copper and can also trash the Chapel eventually. We maybe can add some Poachers. Poacher isn't super likely to like have to discard a lot here because it's not going to be easy to run down a pile. So okay, well we only get to trash one estate, but we had 2 estates miss the shuffle, which is nice. Yeah, this is a great outcome for the like the combination of the militia attacking their chapel and then they like didn't trash any estates and yeah. Okay, so we can get down to a 5-card deck here. And then what do we do? So down there we have artisan, militia, copper, copper. If we the artisan, I mean, honestly, we might just artisan for silver, buy a poacher. We could also play the militia instead and buy a poacher. Maybe that's... I think either way, we do want to trash these coppers. It's like, we're not guaranteed to see, you know, more than this anyway. I mean, I guess not seeing the chapel would be fine next turn, but the fact that we could see the chapel means that keeping a copper around doesn't really help. So, we're just doing that. Yeah, so would we rather gain silver or attack? They've just only trashed one state. They also just... They did not just shuffle. So... that hand doesn't have the chapel in it. So it should have 2 estates in it, which means that attacking isn't actually going to do anything. You just count this out to make sure, but like, wait, how do they only have 4 cards in their discard though? Oh, because they just trashed for chapel, right? Okay, so they had poacher, chapel, estate, copper, copper, and then drew silver, let's say. And now their discard is poacher, chapel, silver, and something. Oh, maybe that's the other. No, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they not have trashed the other estate? Wait, what? Did they choose not to trash a copper? Poacher, chapel. Oh, they played a silver and bought a silver. Right, okay. Poacher, chapel, silver, silver. Yeah, okay. I think there's no value in attacking here. So I think we go silver, poacher, top deck the militia. All right, now we've got the same choice ish. I think I would like to attack again. And then I guess we're just buying a gold. We could just buy a province already. I do want to get a rice broker, but I don't know that we necessarily need to rush for that. We could also get one more gold if we think, but the fact that the bot isn't playing with militia definitely takes some of the pressure off on that. I think I'm just going to click on province. Second rice broker. Wow. Okay. All right. So here... We could take the rice broker. We could attack and buy gold. I think right now I prefer to be attacking. Eventually we will decollide these things. They trash their chapel with 2 estates still in their deck. Okay, now we get the rice broker, and we can top deck that and buy a province. Now we can rice broker the chapel. We could also just rice broker copper, but I mean, I guess the reason to just rice broker copper would be because we don't really need to draw that many cards right now anyway, but the chapel is actively hurting our deck at this point, so... Okay, so again, it's attack or gain another thing, but we don't hit province unless we play the militia, so I'm gonna play the militia. There's the militia. Oh, Snake Witch. I don't think that's very likely to work out for them, but... Okay, this is fine. We can pick up another poacher here. And we have a rice broker on top, right? We just get another one. Maybe we end up rice brokering rice broker, maybe we don't, whatever. Rice broker the poacher. That might make more sense. We don't super need the poacher. Having 2 rice brokers in the deck is a lot of firepower. Alright, get a copper out of here. And we still don't hit province. That's sad. But we do get to attack, and I guess we can add another gold. I suppose in theory the militia can be enabling this Snake Witch, but Snake Witch just doesn't hit very hard. Alright. I guess we're gonna rice broker this other poacher. Alright. We could play the artisan. But in order to hit province, we'd have to take a silver, which does not seem better than just attacking. I mean, we would get to top deck the militia and attack next turn, but... Oh, they just rice broker the Snake Witch, okay. Well... Alright, rice broker the rice broker here seems pretty clear. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of this actually came down to me just getting lucky in the opening, to be honest. I mean, I wasn't paying that close of attention to, like, what the bot did after I paid really close attention to it, because I was trying to decide whether it went to militia or not, but, like, essentially... Like, this turn 3, where we just got to gain the artisan, like, and then, like, okay, we did only trash one estate here, but we bottom decked the other 2, and then immediately saw the chaplain trash the other 2. Like, this is actually a pretty incredible sequence of turns, 3, 4, 5. And this could have easily gone much, much worse. That being said, I guess the one thing I will, like, you know, say in my own favor here is that I do think the militia opening looks better, just, like, getting some attacks in. Like, even if they had collided initially, having the militia in the deck and being able to attack, I think, is better than what a poacher is offering in the early going. Like, it's still not going to be that difficult to hit 3 and buy a silver, which is really all you super care about being able to do. Like, yeah, I did get that artisan, that was super lucky. But like, even if you didn't, right? Like, well, then you just get to play your militia more often anyway, and you just get some silvers so that you can ramp up your econ. And like I said, you don't need that's not asking for much. Even if you do collide militia and chapel, like on the other turn, you're probably going to be able to afford a silver, probably. So yeah, but I think this was a very fortunate start to the game for me. And then like that, I was just able to carry that advantage through. So yeah, I think if I hadn't gotten that lucky, I'm sure the game would have been closer. And it is the kind of game where like if it is close, then it gets really scary against the bot. Or I mean, would be against a human opponent too. But like even if you've got like a bit of a lead, it's like, oh, I missed province like one time, and then now all of a sudden like I'm down, and can I take the second to last province, and blah, you get into all that stuff. This is the kind of board where that would definitely come up. So I'm glad that I was able to get like three provinces or 4 provinces before they did anything, and then like not have to worry about it. Yeah. Anyway, also didn't have to touch duchies, which is like funny given that I got an artisan on turn 3, and I never took a duchy. But if you get 6 provinces, then you don't really need duchies. Anyway, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.